Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this fourth episode of our Tempest Arms guide series for State of Survival, we are diving into the latest generation 24 of heroes like Cynthia, Zahra and Logan. Today we are starting with Logan, the powerful Berserk-style rider hero, and we will focus on finding the best Tempest Arms to bring out his full destructive potential. So let's break down what makes Logan special and what kind of Tempest Arms truly suit his battle style. Logan's first skill is the typical Berserk-style ability. It prepares for 2 turns, then attacks for 2 turns. This is the standard setup for Berserk heroes. They need time to build up their attack, but once they strike, it's devastating. That's why when choosing Tempest Arms for Logan, you should always look for ones that boast skill damage over time or scale with stacks. If you are lucky enough to chase ultra skills, then you've got 4 major options worth your attention. Let's go through them one by one. First, there is Mark of Fury. It's an old classic but still incredibly effective. It deals high damage, and what makes it special is its passive bonus. When equipped on a Berserk style hero, each stack increases skill damage by additional 1%. It might not sound like much at first, but in a long fight, these stacks pile up and the damage output skyrockets. It's still one of the most consistent Ultra Tempest Arms in the entire Berserk lineup. Next up, we have got Overpower Berserk for the S1 generation. This one synergizes perfectly with Logan's third skill because it focuses on Enfeeble. Its passive says when equipped on a Berserk hero, each time an enemy squad is applied with Enfeeble, damage dealt by that hero's squad against them is increased by 0.6% and it's stackable. And here's why this matters. Logan's third skill revolves around that exact mechanic. He summons his snowy owl to attack, and for every stack of Enfeeble, Fear or Freeze applied to the enemy, the owl deals extra damage. Every 8 turns, if the front 2 enemy rows have ever been affected by those debuffs, the owl unleashes a massive 400% damage attack. So yeah, Overpower Berserk is basically made for him. Now let's talk about the monster among the monsters, Mark of Divinity Berserk. If Mark of Fury was strong, this one is basically Fury on steroids. It doesn't just stack skill damage, it also adds a nasty debuff to enemies. When equipped on a Berserk style squad, each stack increases skill damage by an additional 2%, and every 5 times Mark of Divinity is gained, one random enemy squad is applied with Berserk exposure, increasing damage taken from Berserk style squads by 6% until the end of the battle. This turns Logan into a late game beast. Once those stacks start rolling, your enemies are going to melt. It's easily one of the most dangerous Ultra Tempest Arms for Berserk heroes in the game right now. That covers the Ultra level gear. But let's be honest, not everyone has the insane luck needed to craft those. So let's talk about rare tier options that are still worth your attention. First up, skip Rising Valor. It used to be the king of Berserk Tempest Arms back in the day, but since control style heroes no longer use burn effects in their skill sets, this one doesn't deal any relevant damage anymore. You can also forget about Blood Fury from generation G2. Even at level 4, the damage output is simply too weak by today's standards. But now we get to the good stuff, Mark of Strength from generation G3. This is actually a solid choice for Logan. Even if you can't craft it by yourself, you can usually buy it pretty cheaply in the Tempest Arms trade market, and it gives you reliable, consistent performance for a Berserk build. Another strong option is Overpowered, even the version without the Berserk tag. It's still powerful because it shares the same core mechanic. It boosts your damage against enemies who are affected by Enfeeble. And as we already established, Logan absolutely thrives on that debuff synergy. And before we wrap up, let's not forget about Mark of Divinity Berserk. This one is like the younger brother of Mark of Divinity, not as insane, but still very strong. Even though it's not an ultra skill, it's much stronger than the old Mark of Fury. It remains one of the best non-ultra Berserk Tempest Arms, available right now. It's also quite pricey on the market, so you might need some luck or patience to get your hands on it. But trust me, if you do, it can absolutely obliterate enemy squads, turning battles into complete chaos. So to sum it all up, if you are hunting for power and you are got the luck, go for Mark of Divinity Berserk. If you want something easier to obtain but still effective, Mark of Strength or Overpowered are excellent picks. And if you ever get your hands on Mark of Divinity Berserk, treat it like a treasure, because it's top tiered option that still holds its value in today's meta. Alright, that's all for today's breakdown of Tempest Arms for Logan. In the next episodes we will move on to Cynthia and Zahra, so make sure to subscribe, drop a like and share this video with your alliance buddies. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next battle.